Whoa! Let me tell you why it's such a good day. Well, no sun today, but it's still pretty decent out, at least where I'm at. Trees are green. Man, they're eating that CO2 up. Woohoo! Harvest was good. Out of the greenhouse. No, guys, it's like fruit and vegetables. Actually, I love spaghetti squash, so I grew lots of it. Everybody told me, I use a raised bed, right? Everybody told me, oh, you're planting too much. I know, I put chicken wire up. Vines are crawling all over the place, man. Just when you thought things were taming down, right? Okay, our actor, our very bad drama actor, Trudeau, shows up at a meeting late with Joint Task Force 2. JFK 2. They specialize in international tasks, like you know, like taking out snipers, you know, for the other team, like in Bosnia. After Kretchen just disbanded our great and wonderful airborne, they took some of the airborne and the Princess Patricia infantry, and they created JFK2. They got rid of the special ops team that the RCMP used to have, and then gave these guys that building. So they're in Ottawa. So our drama teacher shows up in a bulletproof vest, surrounded by, you know, our brave and wonderful men. I didn't see any women there, guys, but you know, our brave and wonderful soldiers that you know, they put their life on the line for us under the rule of our public service. Oh, like let's look at this guy for a second. Now, these guys specialize in terrorism. I wonder who Trudeau's going to claim the terrorists are. Hey, old stock Canadians, or actual real terrorists, like the, you know, I don't know, the folks could be leaking in across our unguarded border, right? And then I hear, you know, I don't know, somebody on C.B.C. trying to blame Donald Trump for this shit. Just unfucking believable. Trudeau, you're a joke. You're a joke. Nobody wants to cause you any harm. You're too much of a joke. You know, that would be like harming a child. You're mentally, there's something mentally wrong. You should receive my advice to you, and this is just my expressed and free opinion, is that you need professional help. So when I saw this, you know, it reminded me of a kid over, you know, dramatizing to take the, you know, to take this, the heat off of other crap that he's done, right? And then, yeah, you can just, you know, redirect everything. Just unbelievable. C.B.C. suing Scheer, just unbelievable. We pay for any article C.B.C. has, all right? And this woman's name's on the claim, you know, as a plaintiff. That woman from C.B.C. and she's like, "Oh, it wasn't me." Yeah, but everything you have belongs to the people of this land. You know, I'm always telling you guys that these are private crown corporations that act as de facto public corporations, okay? They're de facto. They're private corporations. The inner city of London is not part of England. It's its own state, just like the Vatican and just like Washington. The crown is hired to work as. And so, like, you know, I get my own wood, and I run into these guys, and they're neighbors, you know, and they got big guns and green suits, and you know, telling me about crown land. No, no, no. Crown. Slavery's outlawed in all its forms on this land. Crown has no land. The people on the land are one. This is our land. We're part of this land. You can't take us away from this land. It's our land. Everyone is born here. I'd love to see this Mr. or Mrs. Crown show up in open court and testify under oath or affirmation that this is their land, or this Mr. or Mrs. Magical Queen. You know, take a hike. We got to get this country straightened out. But getting back to, you know, Trudeau, like, are you serious, man-child? Are you freaking serious? I bet you that was all a show. I mean, we're talking about a guy that you know, misuses his authority to send the RCMP after reporters. You know, not just him. I mean, Scheer's doing it too, and muscling harmless free press. People of this land, the public, people have a right to question. You're a public figure. Okay, the public owns your ass. You don't own our ass. You have to answer to us. And I'll never forget the famous words of Chrétien. Hey, you voted me in. Now get out of my way. I'm going to govern. That isn't an exact quote. But that's their attitude. You voted me in as the child king. Now I'm going to get away with it. And if I can't get away with it, I'm going to dramatize something. Woo! Yeah. I'll get the special task force, and then people will feel sorry for me, and I'll get more votes. I'll call the election on 9/11. Yeah. Jerk. Well, the people aren't buying it anymore, and I'm seeing more and more people that have never voted in their life because, seriously, it's Canadian politics is useless. I mean, all you people do is come down on free, loving, honest Canadians. All you do is put the hammer down on anybody who wishes to just operate within their inalienable rights. You're changing the courts. You're getting rid of intent. Intent is huge here. Listen, man. No victim, no crime. No harm, no foul. That is the law of this land. And they're changing it and changing it and changing it, saying, you owe society, blah, 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 because you broke my rule. Yeah, but what the hell do I got to do with you? I'm not part of you. I'm not one of your officers. I'm not your peon. You work for me. And unless somebody's going to come into open court under oath or affirmation and swear that I've done wrong, what the hell am I even doing here? Oh, and make sure you bring an independent, verifiable witness, too, to testify that they saw this act. We're in trouble. We got a joke for a part-time drama teacher. I didn't realize he got fired. Or quit or resigned, you know. Like, are you kidding me? Buddy, you've never even had a job, a real job. And you're running this nation? You're trying to tell me how to live? You're forcing your pseudo-religious science down my throat? And lying. You're all a bunch of liars. Folks, we got to change this nation. We have to change it. There needs to be a grassroots while we still can, because pretty soon we're all going to be under the gun, and we're all going to be, well, if you're not already, you know, going into your day-to-day tasks in fear. This is why I'm voting the People's Party. The folks in the People's Party wish to bring us back to some kind of sanity. And so what's the big deal? Oh, racist, right-wing racist, blah, blah, blah. Blame Maxine for Syrian immigrants and terrorist fascist groups to attack little old ladies on the street. and blame Maxine. That's the reporting we get from the news. Unbelievable. And C.B.C. suing because somebody used one of their news clips? Well, first off, I know it was within the law because I read the law. And secondly, Trudeau's done it and you didn't say crap about it. And thirdly, we own all those news clips. They're not yours. You shouldn't be allowed to have any copyright on anything that C.B.C. does. We paid for it already. You didn't pay for crap. You got paid. With great benefits, too. How much alcohol does C.B.C. Each man and woman that works for C.B.C., if you put them all together, how much alcohol do they drink on our dime? How much alcohol? Why is there a bar in Parliament Hill? How much alcohol do these so-called public representatives or public servants drink on our dime? And what the hell are they doing even consuming alcohol when they're doing official business? Or even on their way to doing official business? What's with these bad laws? Now, what are we going to do? What are we going to do about the bad laws that say you're guilty until proven innocent? Which is totally unconstitutional. You see, this is what I'm saying. The British government, okay, wrote that constitution, that charter, for our government. It's from the parent corporation to the corporate body politic that runs this joint. But what does that piece of paper mean? What does it uphold? How can any judge say, well, yes, it's unconstitutional, but we're going to uphold it? Well, hang on a second. And how the hell is mom and pop Canadian supposed to fight back with these people? Stand up for themselves with these people? They've got all our money. They've got all the copyrights that they used our money to get. They've got Joint Task Force 2. You know? What a joke. So what, Trudeau, you were what? You're gonna, there's a real threat that I can't go into, but I showed up to my meeting anyways because I'm so brave. I think it was all act. I think it's all BS. I think you're using our military just for your theatrics. I don't believe anything. I believe nothing from you. I believe nothing from your corporate media. You're bought and paid for propaganda stations. Not a damn thing. Nobody should believe anything. Every kid in school should question authority. Every kid in school should question. And as a matter of fact, each and every one of us should teach our kids how to look up and find the alternative viewpoint to what they're being taught at these schools. And then go to school and question it. Well, hang on a second, teach. Hang on a second. You're saying this. You're saying that because, extreme CO2 is causing the world to warm up and blah, blah, blah. But I've read some articles. I've listened to some lectures from reputable scientists, physicists, engineers that are saying, well, no, CO2 concentrate follows the heat. Well, no, I remember my son, he questioned global warming. He was in like grade 10 or something. So they were supposed to write an essay. So what he did, this is back in the 90s. So what he did, he looked at the alternative point of view, okay? And he checked out alternative science, like free enterprise people, like people that aren't forced to do phony models to make corrupt, to bring out corrupt numbers and stuff and graphs, because that's what they've done to everybody, and everybody's marching around like it's real, and it's not. It's a lie. But anyway, so he went to the scientists that are saying the opposite, because he wanted to have a better outlook on everything. He heard all the bullshit at school. He heard David Suzuki. He heard C.B.C. So anyways, he writes his little thesis, his little essay, right? And the teacher Writes right across his essay. And misspells word. This is a teacher. This is a high school teacher. Misspells word in red ink. Right? You need to listen to C.B.C. Why? Why would you say that? Unless you're just trying to brainwash my kid into something that's not true. Unless you're just pulling your basic, Hitler-style hysteria and your so-called lawful excuses why you should kill babies when they're born, why you should kill the disabled, why you should kill the elderly. I mean, we know you guys are leading up to that. We know it's coming. So Trudeau, you're a bad actor. My old man used to warn me about bad actors, and you're definitely a bad actor. Jesus, Murphy. Some kind of gun. Anyways, I wish you all happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a North American original holiday. Thanksgiving was a time when the fiddle met the drum, where the natives of this land, the original peoples of this land, came together with our forefathers and feasted, which is right after the native folks saved our forefathers' asses from starving, by the way. Trudeau, you're a joke, and you shouldn't be. You're using our military, and then you're cutting off their benefits, and you're not paying, for a woman who lost a leg in the war, and you're not paying for a leg for her, a prosthetic leg. You're cutting off more of their frickin' benefits, but now you're starting to use our military. Oh yeah, and here's something interesting, guys. Now, I don't know this to be true, but apparently, rumor has it that besides giving 25-30% of our country to the UN, probably to secure IMF debts we owe, but anyways, besides that, there's just so much, man. It never stops with these guys. It's totally unbelievable. Wow, I lost my train of thought on what I was going to say. There's just so much. Well, I wonder when they're going to start. I know Trudeau wanted to build a bunch more jails, but I wonder when he's going to start the forced labor camps. Soviet Union style, the gulags. I'm sure that's going to happen soon, and I'm sure they can reason it. Well, we got these criminals, and everybody's paying for them, so we need to put them to work. Instead of paying for these guys to sit on their lazy asses like the fishermen in Eastern Canada did, which is why we changed unemployment. We had to change unemployment because those lazy fishermen over there didn't work all winter. So now we're going to have to change the prison system. We're going to get these camps going, and we'll put these people to work so they benefit our society. Oh yeah, just wait. Just wait. You can reason away common sense, especially if you're a legal person. Legal society is just wonderful at reasoning away common sense. Oh yeah. Somebody from Legal Association says, look, wouldn't it be reasonable to say, cover your butt and don't bend in front of them, because you're about to get it. Yeah, it's too bad that it's just too bad, man. Our country's gone. Listen, man, if you don't vote and you haven't voted, really take a look at the PPC. But I think we're gone. I think we're a destroyed nation. Well, you know what the old biblical adage is, people get the government they deserve. So if this is what we deserve, what have we done wrong? And how can we as a nation, as a people, as individuals, repent of this crappy attitude we have and come back as neighbors and colleagues and brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles? You know, the pipelines aren't going to kill the earth. Mind you, pipelines in Toronto are causing issues. But the next time you get a drink of water, think of the pipeline that brought you the water. Next time you take a dump, think of the pipeline that got rid of your dump. Next time you turn up the furnace, if you can afford to this winter, think about the pipeline that brought you the natural gas. Guys, we've got to get some common sense back, or we're all done. These guys see Ecuador lately? It's crazy. We got Hong Kong, we got Ecuador. I am seeing some pretty cool stuff coming from Europe now. I mean, Sweden. It's like, wow. I remember when Trump came out and said something about Sweden, and the propaganda media stations all hacked on him. Oh, there's no problem in Sweden. Well, yeah, no, there is. There's a huge problem in Sweden. You know, pretty much a peaceful, loving, rule, law-abiding people. Now they've got chaos. It's crazy. Thank God there's this ocean here, because we're about to hit the chaos if we continue. You vote in Trudeau, you vote in Scheer. We're going to get this chaos. It's going to come soon to a theater near you. And just one more thing before I go. Okay, so you want to bring in the size of Saskatchewan every 3 years. But the price of doing business here is hugely expensive, okay? So you got all the carbon, you got all, like, we're taxed to the tits. So, and now there's going to be the new carbon tax, so like lumber, everything, and they want to shut down natural resource jobs. So everything's just going to skyrocket, okay? Now, we already have so much red tape in just building a home. It's not like you can buy a piece of land, a humble piece of land, and build a humble house for a humble amount of money. No, you got to mortgage out your next 2 grandkids to get a place here now. So what I'm going to get into, so you're bringing in 1 million people. It's really, really super expensive to build a place. So we have so much red tape that small builders can't afford to compete or can't stay in the game. And so we have multinational corporations now building our buildings. Like, say, I was project manager for a Korean company in Alberta, building all these crappy looking condos and apartments. And so this is all going on. Like, where are people going to live? Oh, right, in tents. Like, have you guys seen, like, I'm out west here, right? But have you seen Vancouver? Have you seen Toronto? Have you seen Kelowna? Kelowna's not a big place. Have you seen the homeless in Kelowna? Like, just Regina, Saskatoon. I mean, so what, we're going to have more of these. We'll have old stock Canadians that go bankrupt or have an issue, lose their home, living on the fucking street. And then we got these new Canadians with a new credit rating that can go into debt and everything else, and they can go round and round with 27 fucking people in a 1-bedroom house and make their way. And that's actually a good point I just made. Maybe it's time to get back to the families. We as a modern people, so-called modern people, but since the 70s, we've lost our family farms and that togetherness where you had grandma and grandpa looking after the kids, mom and dad working, and then the older kids taking care of the chores around the homestead. We've lost that family value here because we're too modern. Nobody wants to hang around. It's too boring. The city lured us away, and so now instead of having families, we have family splits. We have divorces over over money. We have the destruction of the Canadian family is what we've been receiving. And what we're seeing is new peoples. Just want to make sure is this thing still going? Yeah. You know, what we're seeing is new peoples coming in with even our old school way of life, and they're coming in. That's why there's 27 people in a one-bedroom house that costs $500,000. Because everybody's working, everybody's chipping in. Grandma and grandpa are taking care of the kids so that everybody else can work and go to school. That's what's going on. There's no sense in getting mad at these newcomers for this stuff. But we need to be mad that it's way too expensive to build a home. We need to be mad that we as old stock Canadians, you know, are all attacked on our way of life. We need to be mad about the people, our native cousins, and the way they were all treated and how abused their minds have been. I mean, they've been coming out of it, but there's whole generations of native folks that have been so abused. Like, it's so hard for them to come out with original and new free thinking. So, Trudeau, you ain't my daddy, and you're a bad presenter of Canadians worldwide. And this new little theatrical, oh yeah, I'm going to get hacked on food. Oh yeah, there was a terrorist threat, some white supremacy, and they were going to do this and do that to Trudeau. And bet you they're coming out, C.B.C, to a theater near you, going to come out with some kind of white supremacist bullshit on Trudeau. Hey, ha! Maybe it was David Menzies, the Menzoid. He looks like a dangerous character. Hey? Yeah. Anyways, happy Thanksgiving. I'll see y'all later.